Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Peter, Pan and Wendy, and this is a new adaptation going straight to Disney Plus from writer-director David Lowery, who is such a fantastic director with The Green Knight and the live-action Disney remake already of Pete's Dragon, which I think is by far one of the best. And there's just so much great work that Lowery has done. And coming into this film, that's the only thing that really got me excited about this, bar one casting choice. And Lowery gets to create a very textured and very him kind of color palette. Like, this isn't big and vibrant. It's more muted, but it's beautiful. There's a beauty about everything, and you could definitely tell this film was meant to be in a movie theater, because there's definitely moments where you need like perfect darkness to really pick up what's going on. So that's a challenge of watching it at home, which I'll warn you about. There's some big, like the first time we see Peter Pan's like dark at night, they don't have lights on in their room. It's hard to really like capture everything. But there's also some very bold, fantastical elements that Lowery's able to weave in, especially on their trip to Neverland. And I'm like, oh, that's a Lowery choice right there. And it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Now, the child cast here is overall kind of wasted. Like, even like Alexander Monolly, who plays Peter Pan, I don't feel like he gets a whole lot to do, to be honest, as Peter Pan. And also, they made Peter considerably more unlikable in this movie. Like, to the point where it's just like, I'm sympathizing with Captain Hook at moments, because that's how bad Peter Pan is in this. I don't think that really works for the story. I understand trying to really make a sympathetic villain with Captain Hook here and trying to do something different, but like, Peter is not a great person here, and it's hard to get behind him, but Wendy is fantastic, and Ever Anderson, who is the child of Mila Jovovich and Paul W.S. Anderson, she is fantastic. She's charismatic. She carries each of her scenes. She has a great dynamic. Like, when she's acting against Jude Law, who's Captain Hook, they work so well together. She is such a young star, but a fast rising star. And Jude Law is just delightful as Captain Hook. And they add a lot of layers to like Hook's origin that I think are interesting and add layers to the story. But I do think they go a little too far with it, to the detriment of Peter Pan, which that makes this struggle to work in many ways. And Jim Gaffigan is fun as Smee, and they have a different kind of dynamic in this film. But even like Alyssa Wapanatank, who plays Tiger Lily, and then literally all the other children here are just kind of there. Yara Shahidi as Tinkerbell. Like, she does a good job in what's expected of her, which is a lot of, like, not really talking, but, like, emoting. I just feel like she didn't really get as much to do or as much time to shine. You have small performances from Molly Parker and Alan Tudyk as the darling parents, and they each kind of have their moments, especially Parker. But acting-wise, there's really only two standout performances out of a relatively decent-sized cast. I do have to say, the musical moments are a lot of fun. The sea shanties that these pirates sing are top-notch, and some of the best parts of this movie. The effects-driven moments, I think, are whimsical and fantastical and fun. It just, they don't do a ton of them. And in many ways, I feel like this is kind of a muted Peter Pan story that just is a little over long, yet doesn't have enough substance to really carry itself. And I feel like Lowery's screenplay does some disservice here, along with his co-writer Toby Halbrooks. But his direction is really trying to elevate this, and Anderson and Law are doing their best. But in general, I think this is a bit of a bland and more forgettable live-action remake for Disney. But those are my thoughts on Peter Pan and Wendy. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland review.